Alright guys, this is my absolute favorite breathing drill that I give everyone. You're going to lie down on your back with your feet flat on the floor, one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Now most of the time when people breathe in, they breathe in like this. And this means you essentially have zero intra-abdominal pressure. Alternatively, a lot of people know how to breathe into their belly diaphragmatically and push it out like this. What I want to show you is how to breathe into both chest and belly, focusing on the low ribs so they expand in unison. And what we're looking for here is a feeling of pressurization through the belly, which remains through the whole breath, like the quality of a water balloon or a cooked pudding. This is a collapsed pudding. This is too full. What we want is just this nice sponginess, and we want to maintain that all the way in and all the way to the end of the exhale as well. So make sure that as you finish that exhale, you don't deflate like this. Now while you're learning, you're likely to end up doing it a bit like this, as you figure out how to control the pressurization of your diaphragm and your lungs against your viscera. But as you get better, you're going to learn how to move them together. And you'll find that the easiest way to do this is not by watching with your head, but by taking the spotlight of your awareness down here into the belly and into the hands to feel them moving together. By managing intra-abdominal pressure, you're creating a wrapped airbag of stability around your spine, which is then contained with the abdominal wall. So one of the terms we use to talk about this is breathing behind the wall, because the air is inflating you like a balloon, but you have this muscular armor or wrap around it which forms the wall. Most people just have the wall. They rely on their core musculature and on bracing too heavily. And that's because their breathing mechanics, aka their rib cage and pelvic alignment, and their diaphragmatic breaths aren't efficient. If you can learn to support yourself using this deeper layer of your body, then you'll find you don't need as much muscular tension, not only in the abdomen, but also in the limbs. Because when you're feeling tight in your limbs, it's usually a sign that your body doesn't feel centered and stable closest to the core or the midline. And the core or the midline, the spine, the axis of your being is where all movement should emanate from. Now the reason we practice on our backs on the floor and not standing or seated is because when we give you the stability of the ground and the feedback of that touch, it helps your nervous system to focus on the subtleties of breathing, because you don't have to balance, you don't have to worry about staying stable. I want you to practice this breathing technique on your back at first, and once you feel more confident, you can take it into varied positions, like the quadrupedal position, or like crawling, or even something like a side plank where you're feeling tensions on one side of the body but still attempting to keep that sense of your midline alignment and breathing behind the wall.